10 years, 2 packs a day.
500 pounds and as wide as he is tall. But what about the people eating this crap? This guy must be an idiot, but then I'm thinking, man, you're getting it in your baked goods, in your candies, in non-dairy substitutes. So if you like to drink beer, popcorn didn't kill him. It's these freaking chemicals. Good morning, everybody. My name's Tim Jenkins. I'm going to be your host today. If you've never been to Coffee Talk, then settle in, get yourself a coffee, because I got a story for you today. And let's just dive right in. We're going to bring you this story today. And, you know, it's like, you can't fix stupid, right? And that's kind of how I thought about it. And I'm like, really? This is just ridiculous. And it's the popcorn lawsuit, right? So I'm thinking, oh my gosh. So we're talking about it and we're going to do this thing. And then I have to start reading about it and looking at it. And it's like, oh my gosh. In 2012, reports started circulating about a man who won a massive lawsuit and developed popcorn lung. I didn't even heard of popcorn lung. Have you guys heard of popcorn lung? I mean, what is popcorn lung, right? I'm like, give me a break. So there again, I'm thinking, well, you can't fix stupid. So he developed popcorn lung from consuming 2 packets per day of microwave popcorn. And he did this for
10 years, 2 packs a day.
So, you know, it's kind of funny because I'm thinking this guy's eating 2 packs a day of popcorn. He's this 59-year-old guy from Colorado, which we'll get into all that. So I'm thinking, I got to see a picture of this guy, right? So I get a picture of this guy, and this guy isn't really obese. I thought he was going to be like 500 pounds and as wide as he is tall and just... But he is a 59-year-old guy. I think he looks about 70 or 75, so maybe that's because of his eating habits. And yeah, he's got a big belly, but he's not just huge obese. So the case involved a man from Colorado by the name of Wayne Watson. And Watson won the case and walked away with $7.2 million. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, right? $7.2 million after it was proven that he had developed bronchiolitis obliterans, if I even said that right. But it's called popcorn lung from his 2-bag-a-day habit. However, this is a clicker. He did not develop this condition from eating the popcorn, but rather from inhaling the vapors that emanated from the artificial butter flavoring called diacetyl. This is an important distinction, as the same class of chemicals can be found in certain food processing environments, as well as some brands of e-cigarettes. So I'm thinking, holy cow, the popcorn didn't kill him, all it's way too many carbs, but the popcorn didn't kill him, it's these freaking chemicals in the popcorn. And so he put his bag in the microwave, he did his microwave thing, and he gets the bag out and he opens it up, he goes, oh my gosh, it smells so good, give me some popcorn. And who doesn't do that when you're cooking? If you're baking, oh my gosh, I have a wife and 2 daughters actually, who love to bake. And what is better than the aroma of what you're cooking? And even making meals, I mean, think about it. And do you really eat something that doesn't smell good? I mean, if it smells like crap, are you going to eat it? Probably not. So smelling this stuff, so it sounds kind of funny when you read this, but that's like half of the joy, right? In popcorn is the smell of it. But apparently the smell is going to hurt you. And this guy went to court and proved it and got $7.2 million. So kind of the problem I had as I started going through this is, you know, on the first hand, it's like, this guy must be an idiot. But then I'm thinking, man, I wonder how many people this guy really helped. Because although it might sound stupid on the surface, if these food manufacturers are putting all this stuff in our food that's really hurting us, then someone needs to do something about it. And thank God this guy did something about it. And the research goes on to say that after the lawsuit, that in the marketplace, they brought about these things to protect workers in popcorn factories. So they would give them breathing apparatus and stuff like that, and they would only be allowed to be in that environment for a certain amount of time per day, and there had to be proper ventilation and all this stuff. Okay, great. But what about the people eating this crap? There is so many types of food that this stuff is in. So what it does, it imparts this buttery taste. I love butter. I don't know many people don't like the buttery taste, but it's in processed foods, including margarine, microwave popcorn. You're getting it in your baked goods, in your candies, in non-dairy substitutes. It's also in cigarette liquid. So if you're a vapor, be really careful what you're getting into and make sure it is diacetyl free, and you should see it on the labeling. However, when I looked into the labeling, guess what? It's not mandatory that they put all that stuff on the labels. It's used to create a creamy or sweet flavors. It's in certain beer. So if you like to drink beer, so it's just ironic to me, and I find it kind of amazing when we look into something, and sometimes we look at, like, okay, someone's just out there running around trying to make money off a lawsuit, right? And that seems to be maybe an easy way to make money these days, or some people think, although I question all that. But what's really at the core of it is some dude got sick. And somehow, some way, he found out about these chemicals in the food, and he started thinking about it. And he's like, oh my gosh, you know, like, I went to the store. I really trusted them that what I was buying was a safe product. I ate it because I loved it. And yeah, is it good for you? Well, probably not. But, you know, I still like my popcorn. And I think he could have had a better choice of eating. And I think in this day and age, everybody, you really need to read labels on your food. You really need to think about what you're putting in your body. You know, the rule of thumb with processed foods is kind of like when you go into a supermarket, you go through all the outer perimeter, right? Because what do you find on that perimeter? You find the vegetable area and all these things. And it's kind of like almost anything in a box or a package, to the most part, is not going to be good for you. And there's different apps you can use and stuff to check your food. But we go into these stores and we buy this stuff and we think it's safe, and then 10 years later we found out it's killing us. So something to think about. You know, if you're going to the store today, when you go out to have lunch, the processed foods are pretty bad. And the chemicals in them are really bad. And realistically, you know, not trying to get political here, but Robert F. Kennedy Jr., controlling the health department, I think is a great thing, because he's bringing a lot of this stuff to light. So just something to think about, and I'm going to throw this little extra in there for you. You know, when you check the labels on your food, there's this thing called bioengineered ingredients. The FDA does not even know what it's going to do to you. They will say they know it's going to cause new illnesses. They admit that. They have no clue what, because they haven't tested it enough. And I can tell you that 60 countries have banned bioengineered food products from being used in their country. There's a reason for that. You know, my wife is gluten-free, so gluten really messes up her stomach. And it didn't used to be that way years ago, but she's gluten-free, and we took a trip to Europe a couple of years ago, and while we were in Europe, she could eat anything she wanted and she wasn't getting sick from it. She ate pastries, she had bread, but everywhere we went, whether it was England, Scotland, Ireland, we were all over the place, she could eat the food and it didn't bother her. And why? You say, well, why could you do that? Well, it's because of purity laws. In England, they don't let these guys put this crap in their food over there. And probably the best food at all is going to come out of Germany or Austria. So anyway, so that's all I got for you today. And, you know, I'd love to know what you think about it. If you think I'm crazy, let me know. Hey, Tim, you're crazy. Or maybe you're right, or maybe you got some insight that I just don't know about. I'd love to learn. I'd love to see what you think about it. So thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed your coffee. And I'll be looking forward to having some more coffee with you guys.